Welcome to the Athletic Files, where sports is power and youth is the future. Today we are diving into the world of netball, giving the athletes a voice, their stories a stage, and their passion the spotlight. Let's get into it. Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to episode number 3 of the Athletic Files. Today we have
Felicia Ortiz.
Charlene Jordan.
welcome to the Athletic Files. How are your girls doing today?
I'm good, thanks. And
I'm good,
yourself?
thank you.
I'm good. Thanks for asking. So, first of all, let's start. How was the recent netball competition that y'all just went to? How was it overall?
You go first.
You go first now.
All right, for me,
Mhm.
it was overwhelming.
Mhm.
It was my first debut,
Mhm.
so I was definitely grateful to be one of them chosen to represent my country in a sport that I loved from the time I knew myself.
Okay.
So that was very, very, very. That was an emotional moment for me.
Yes, please. Yes, ma'am. On
Well,
to
for
you, ma'am.
me, I was very nervous
Mhm.
initially, um, but I did get over those nerves very quickly.
Yes.
I tried as much as possible to enjoy the tour, the netball, the fun aspect of it,
Mhm.
and I believe that it went well,
It went well.
and I am also very honored to have represented my country.
Okay, perfect. Also, I would like to congratulate you on the MVP award and best player. No,
Defensive player.
best
Yes.
defensive player
Thank you
too
very
as well.
much.
Okay, so my first question for those who may not know, who is Celicia and Charlene beyond netball?
Well, Felicia is a teacher
Mhm.
of 18 years. Um, Outside of netball, I play volleyball, but I have always been into sports,
Mhm.
and I'm generally a lover of sports. I like to sleep. I have recently, well, 3, 4 years, I guess it's not recently, but I have grown to love fitness
Mhm.
in its entirety after having lost some weight in 2021.
Mhm.
So I that is what I am into right now.
Understood. Charlene?
Charlene, a typical girly girl, dancing, singing,
Mhm.
pageantry. I'm just a public figure. It relates to entertainment.
Okay.
Um, I do most singing.
Mhm.
I perform at various events like parties, weddings, funerals, you name it, except soccer.
Mhm.
But I do enjoy singing, and yeah, that's basically Charlie in a nutshell. In a nutshell.
Okay. All right. My next question is, how did each of you first fall in love with the game? Yes,
All
madam.
right.
Alternate, ma'am. Alternate.
As I would have mentioned earlier,
Mhm.
I love netball from the time I knew myself, and that was in primary school. I was 8 years old. I started playing netball at Society Primary.
Mhm.
I later moved on to the Garrison Secondary, where I also played netball
Mhm.
my entire school years.
Mhm.
After that, after school, I joined a team called
Mhm.
Newberry Ballers. Um, I was in that club from the time I was 16 to like 23.
Mhm.
But unfortunately, that club is no more. So I moved on to Bristol Rangers,
Mhm.
where I was recognized to have chosen to represent Barbados in trials.
Okay. Yes, Miss Ogis.
Well, me, I started at 7 years old at
Mhm.
St. George Primary. Um, then I would have encountered Miss Sonia Knight. God rest her soul.
Mhm.
I absolutely love her, and she has or she was um, a backbone for me over the years, whether it be in primary school, secondary school. Um, I have touched a few clubs. I mainly would say that I gave a lot of my time back to my community, which was Ellerton,
Hmm.
whether playing or coaching.
Hmm.
Up until I was maybe 17,
Hmm.
I was still playing there and coaching. Um, and then I left there and I went to Rangers. So that's like 22 years ago, 23 years ago.
Okay.
But I am now back at Rangers.
All right. What has been the biggest sacrifice you have made to play at this level?
If I'm being honest,
Hmm.
I would have to say not much at this stage
Hmm.
because I have always been a person to manage my time well.
Hmm.
With playing two sports and training people, worrying about my own fitness,
Hmm.
I have to prioritize and make sure that everything is in order. So choose a Thursday practice, Saturday morning practice was pretty much already in place.
Hmm.
And I am pretty much a disciplined person.
Hmm.
So if that is where I need to be, that is where I will be.
Okay.
In terms of sacrificing time for me,
Hmm.
that was not a struggle because the way my life is, I do have a lot of time for curricular activities.
Hmm.
Um, the only sacrifice I had to make at this level was my fitness.
Hmm.
Um, I had to be very disciplined where it relates to eating,
Hmm.
where it relates to working out, getting rest, and that worked out for the better for me.
Okay. No problem. All right. My next question is, who has been your biggest influence or motivator? This could be in life, general or sports wise.
I'd have to say my very second
Hmm.
coach, which came from Newberry.
Hmm. Was
She
her name?
actually her name is Latricia Busby.
Shout out Latricia Busby.
She
Hmm.
actually molded me into the player that I am today.
Hmm.
I am generally a shy person.
Hmm.
So between primary school and secondary school, I was still in a shell where it relates to executing the best Charlene when it comes to netball.
Hmm.
And she brought that out in me.
Hmm.
Up to this day, like for the time I was 16, today I'm 30, and she still has me wrapped around her finger. She still
Hmm.
motivates me.
Hmm.
She still encourages me. So
Hmm.
like I'd have to say she's my biggest motivation.
Yes, yes. Miss
Well,
O'Geese?
for me, like I said, I passed through a lot of hands,
Mhm.
so I'm going to give each person, each coach that has contributed to my development.
Mhm.
I'm going to give each and every one of them credit.
Mhm.
In Ellerton, when I was playing for Ellerton, Olivia Walker was my coach at the time, and she also played for Rangers.
Okay.
So when I then went to Rangers, I was at the club playing with her,
Mhm.
but she is the person who coached me at Ellerton at a very young age.
Okay.
So, um, as I said, Miss Knight, I love Miss Knight, and she was the person who encouraged me when I first went to trials.
Mhm.
She always gave me support. Outside of that, I will have to say my very close friends. My close friends, they are my cheerleaders to the max, and they always give me positive feedback.
Mhm.
They always let me know where I'm going wrong, how I could be better.
Mhm.
So I have to say thank you.
Okay. Shout them out so they can know who they
Shout
are.
out to Simone Gibson, my
Mhm.
sweetheart. Thank you very much.
Okay. No problem. All right. My next question is, if not netball, what path do you think you would have taken?
Ah, if not netball,
Mhm.
it will have to be track and field
Mhm.
because I have a track and field background.
Mhm.
Um, Unfortunately, I did not get to go to my half scholarship that I got when I was going to school to South Alabama
Mm-hmm.
for various reasons. But because I love sports,
Mm-hmm.
yes, track and field.
Track and field. Miss Jordan?
If not netball, I would have been the second Rihanna. Yes, because I dedicate a lot of my life to netball. I literally put netball in front of singing. I really wanted to do more singing in my life, but just netball just taking over everything.
Okay, no problem. All right. What's the most memorable game you have ever played?
That's your friend?
Every game that I've played at BNA level was meaningful, but I'd have to say my very first international game would have to be my most memorable game, because that would have a sentimental value forever. I'd never forget that game.
Well, for me, I, as much as I enjoyed my international debut, I've represented Barbados before, but I will have to say a game in BNA versus Stilettos was I was playing for Burger King Cap and Blitz. We had to fight really hard in that game. We won by one to ensure that we were promoted to the next division.
That's perfect. Because that would leave me no on to the next question. How do you handle pressure when the score line is tight? No, I expect two different answers. One is a defender and one is an attacker. So I expect two different answers.
Whoa.
So we'll start with Charlie.
As a shooter, the pressure is me on. But the key though to handle that is possession. As long as you keep possession of the ball when the score is tight, especially if you are up, as long as that ball get in a circle, you got to finish the shot. And that's been the hardest part, because it's like, for me personally, there's a forces me in my body. Like when I go to score that ball, sometimes something just pull me back. I don't know. That's something I have to dig deep in to find out how to handle, because I don't think I've grasped it enough. But the key though is possession and just finishing that shot, basically.
And we defenders, we would be screaming at the shooters. But for me, I believe that it is continuous reassuring of the players. Sometimes at that point in time, you have to draw from each other's strengths, because I believe that everybody at the point in time will be down. But you have to try to give everybody the opportunity to have a fighting spirit. Just positive words.
No, so it's been on strengths. What is one strength that each of you bring to your team that someone may not notice or people may not notice? You undercover superpower. You undercover superpower.
I would probably have to say that I would give my best effort or fight as hard as possible, even through injury or pain. I don't believe that I would show my pain or show my injury. So it's like, she all right.
Great. So you're bring grit and toughness. I expect it doesn't expect an answer from you. Anyhow, yes, please. No, on to you, Miss Jordan. What's your strength?
Right. My strength is determination, because no matter my mood, I know that I have to get in game mode. And no matter what emotions I'm going through, no matter if I feed off of somebody's energy that's down, I have to either motivate them or stay up And last but not least, my bright smile, my bubbly personality, like always smiling on the court. If I catch a ball, I can laugh. If I score, I can skip my road. So yeah.
It's crazy.
So the next question is, how do you keep each other motivated during a tough game or a tough training session? Or
You
tough,
go.
tough
Because
actually.
she is a pro for that.
Yes, yes,
Ah,
Miss Ray.
yes, I am a hard taskmaster. I have to say that I am a very hard taskmaster. And I believe for me, any person that I care deeply about, I tend to push them harder than I will push a person, someone else. And I would do that with Charlene. Um, she she listens, and I appreciate her listening ear. And but I would normally give anybody who I really care about tips and try to guide them the right way.
All right,
You, Miss
me on the receiving end, I'm very coachable. Sometimes I be a bit too hard on myself, but I try to, fix what I'm being critiqued. And sometimes it'd be very hard because I will go into a game telling myself, okay, so this is your downfall, this is what you need to work on. And I would remember it for like the first 1 minute, and then this as the game progresses, I will forget. And I would just get comfortable. But that's a weakness that I need to work on.
Work in progress, friend.
no problem. Do you have any pre-game rituals or superstitions?
Yes, mine is a chain is as strong as its weakest link. And to elaborate, as much as you may think that you are for the lack of better words, more than a better player than someone else on your team, if that person is down or if that person is weak per se in the game, it could affect the entire game. So the best thing to do is, motivate that person enough that they can be on the same level as you or the same level as all of the other girls so that, we could, come out victorious.
Miss Ogis?
Mine would have to be how you warm up is how you would play. And in coaching, I am very strict when it comes to warm up. I encourage it. I would encourage persons to warm up properly because that will affect your game as well. Because taking the entire first quarter to warm up is a detriment to your team. So I believe in a good warm up, a team warm up, unless you have specific injuries, because everybody may not be able to warm up together because of those particular injuries. But I believe that the a group warm up, a good group warm up is important.
On to the next section, which will be community and youth. What is giving back to the community important to both of you? I heard Miss Ogis say she gives back to the community. So what is it important to you? Let's start with you first.
Um, I believe that there are certain things that are generally out of your control as a child, as a young athlete, and sometimes you have to ask for help. And when that help is given, you should appreciate it and be ready and willing to give it back in whichever form possible. And for me, I did that in leaving other clubs and going back to Ellerton and trying to coach, trying to get involved in the different activities that they had at the community center, um, trying to encourage and empower the young adults. That is important because we already know how easy it is to be led astray. So once you have something that is, I guess, more less productive, then you would not find yourself in trouble.
I believe in sharing knowledge, and you being a player for so many years at the highest level of netball, there's so many ways to give back, regardless of if it's coaching, umpiring. I also assisted in coaching, so that was my only opportunity to kind of give back to my community per se. So I am actually in the thoughts of umpiring, right? So yeah, I believe in sharing knowledge too. So wherever I get the opportunity to do that, I will.
But also too, I don't think very being valid in as well because we all want athletic folks to be like this pushing sports careers and resources as well. So umpiring, physiotherapy, athletics, whatever the case is, once it's geared towards sports, will be valid in as well. Right. How do you think sports can keep young people focused out of trouble? Start with you, Mr. Jordan.
It's very time consuming. So after school, you only have time for sports and homework. Sometimes you have time to eat, but sports is very time consuming, so it could definitely keep you out of the idleness.
Perfect. So this.
Well, spinning off of my last statement, as long as you have something productive to do, you cannot find yourself in trouble. So get involved in a sport. That's what I'd say.
Look in the camera, tell the people they back.
Get involved in a sport.
Thank you very much. All right, next question. What message do you want young girls to take from both your journeys? This journey is life and sports, right? And how both of them correlate with each other. Right. So it's starting Miss Jordan.
Let me look in the camera for this one. Do not let nobody tell you you cannot. I had an experience where I was called for trials, and a lady said, "Wait, you're a practice donkey." I felt bad. I felt bad because it made me feel like I was not good enough to be called to trials. And I mean, it took a toll on me for a few weeks because going to trials, I felt deterred and I felt like an outsider. So trying to get into my element where I come to do a job, I was chosen for a reason, and it was very hard to get a little emotional. It was very hard to
get over.
It was very hard to get over what the person said, knowing that this is people that you literally see every day, every time you go to netball games and stuff. So I did what I had to do to be the person that I needed to be to make this team, and I wanted to give up several times, but I didn't, and with my support system, it made me who I am today, and I made it.
You made it, friend.
So do not ever let nobody tell you that you cannot.
Correct.
Ever. At all.
I agree. I am going to say, do what you love to the best of your ability. And for the younger ones, remember, yes, adults may not know everything, but they're guiding you from experience. So I don't take everything wholesale, but you listen, you critique, you sift through the information, and then you make the best decision possible for yourself based on what your goals are. And make sure that you put your best foot forward to make sure that you achieve all those goals.
Next question. What changes would you like to see in Barbados to better support athletes?
I can start.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think you should start too. And also, to don't get you coming too from coaching, managerial too, as well.
Mm.
So you will see the infrastructure. So tell us about what could be placed, right?
I
Better infrastructure.
Yeah, I believe that especially our younger athletes, the ones that are still in school, may be struggling with tertiary education. I believe the ones that are to national level, there should be a way to assist them because their parents may not be able to bring them to practice every time, and some of them are struggling. So I think that there should be a way that athletes at the national level, with, I guess, the right vetting, you make sure you check to see who may, because everybody will not be in need. But I think that athletes who may require the assistance should be able to get a stipend to ensure that they're handled well and covered.
That's my on to you, Miss Jordan.
Yeah, I second what Salisha said. Resources. I think they should, implement more resources and facilities where it relates to the national level, because our netballers are struggling, and I don't think that we in Barbados take netball serious enough that we treat our players as they should. I think that's another reason why it's deterring a lot of potential national players from actually coming to try out for Barbados team.
All right. So you just said that you think it is the structuring or the infrastructure for the actual sport netball,
Mhm.
right? So you get a magic wand and poof, you're the Barbados Netball Association director. What changes will you all make to make the infrastructure good or great to support the athletes?
First, I will ensure that the netball stadium be complete like yesterday.
Hmm.
Let's start there. And as Salisha said, implement transportation for those who wouldn't have a stipend, for those who can't afford shoes, who can't afford other gear. You know, that would be
Actually,
helpful.
that I did too, second too, right? That was a good idea.
Well, I am going to say and it's very crazy and it upsets me that our sports complex at Wilby is not for sport. And yes, I understand that things need to happen, but we also need the facility. And if money is the reason why we cannot access it, then find money, because at the end of the day, the well-being of your athletes should be paramount, because we play on hard court all year, every year, and then there's some competitions you go to, you play indoor. It's a different transition. You have to get accustomed. Going from one surface to the next is hard on your feet. So yes, so I believe that facilities very important.
All right. All right. The last question, you talk of community and youth. If you had a minister of sports, sorry, in front of you, what would you ask for? Mr. Lees?
A facility for myself for netball for me and my girl, not a multi-sport facility, a netball facility, because Our fraternity is big. We need our own space.
I second that. We really need our netball stadium back. Like our BNA competitions are in the community, and the girls are complaining, clubs are complaining. You know, the areas and the people, the activities going on, they can't handle it. So we definitely need our stadium back.
Or interview, which is a quick fire questions. No, you can answer questions. I don't even want you to think about it. A. Morning person, like
Night out.
Morning person.
Sneakers or heels?
Heels.
Sneakers for sure.
Rihanna or Nicki Minaj?
Rihanna.
Beach or countryside?
Countryside.
Beach.
Call, text?
Better text me.
Call because it's faster.
Favorite color?
Pink.
Black or white.
Gym or Netflix?
Gym for sure.